To make this super cute ghost romper, I've started with this chunky no-pill yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I love this yarn, but if you are going to make the same dimensions as me, I would add another ball of the white yarn. It just was barely enough to make the romper, and I'd like to make a little hat with it too or something. I used a 6mm hook, and I would recommend also using a smaller hook for some tighter stitches. We're going to have 2 stitch markers and then 2 buttons. And I like to use thread that is the same color as my yarn. And I'd recommend having 2 different needles, so one for your chunkier yarn and then the other one to use for the thread. And when you're using a smaller needle, just make sure that it actually goes through the holes for the buttons or the clasps, whatever you're going to be using. I also have a tape measure handy, as well as a pair of scissors. And here I'm trying to decide between using either magnets or these clasps to close like the bottom part of the romper. Hey, it's me. I'm editing this video and I figured I should probably talk about a couple things. First, I want to remind you guys that we are making art. And that's so beautiful. We're making a custom piece of art for somebody. I've made this with the dimensions to fit the baby that this is going on. I'm a brand new aunt. And I am obsessed with crochet and I can't stop making things for this baby. So I'm providing a baseline, but you can do with that whatever you want. Add more to the chain. Different size yarn. Maybe you don't decrease as soon as I did. Different hooks. Add more increases. It doesn't matter. Different methods of tying knot. Add more rows. It doesn't matter. Pull out a tape measure, do some measurements throughout the way. Make it a little longer if it's for more of a toddler or a kid. A baby that's a little chunky or with big fat cheeks and chunky little legs. As an adult, it doesn't matter. We're here to have fun. You're making a custom piece of art. Go about it intuitively. Don't come for me. I don't always count. For this pattern, you're not going to either. That means I don't always know exactly how many stitches it's going to be until I want to increase or until I want to decrease. We don't know how many stitches around it is. I just know that I want to increase and make it a little bigger in these spots and make it a little smaller in these other spots, and that's what we're going to do. Buckle up. And guess what? If you miss a stitch, it's not the end of the world. Yep. Your cousin Danny is not going to know, and they're still going to put it on their kid for Halloween. So it's just our secret. We don't have to tell anyone. I mean, unless if you can like fit your hand through the hole, maybe go back and frog a bit. You're making art. So get some wine, have some snacks, put on the latest crime documentary or scary movie you've been wanting to see. Let's have fun. And thank you so much for all the support. I love you to pieces. Thank you. For the bib, I'm going to start by chaining 23 or any odd number to get the width that you would like. So 23 for me is going to be about 6 inches wide for the bib chest area. Now I'm going to work from the second chain from the hook. I pulled that last chain just a little tight so it looks like I'm working in the first, but I'm working in the second chain. And I'm going to single crochet all the way across to the end of this row. And now that I'm at the end of the row, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And I'm going to work 1/2 double crochet in the first stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Skip the next stitch and work in the following stitch. I'll do 2 1/2 double crochets in this. So it's going to look like a lowercase V. And then we're going to skip a stitch and we're going to do 2 1/2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then skip a stitch, do 2 1/2 double crochets in the next stitch. We're just going to repeat this all the way down the row until we have 1 stitch left. Alright, and in our final stitch, we are going to end with 1/2 double crochet, just like we did in the beginning. Then we'll chain 1 and turn. And again, we're going to start with a 1/2 double crochet. Now, hang on just a minute. I'm going to zoom us in. And you see the 2 posts that we have here? So we've got the 2 1/2 double crochets. We're going to insert our hook into that blue dot. So right in between the 2 V's, we're going to do 2 more 1/2 double crochets. So it's going to be like a little V in a little V. Then we're going to skip the next stitch and do the same thing in the next little lowercase v space. So the last time that we did the 2 1/2 double crochets, we're going right in that same center, and we're just going to do the same thing, skip the next stitch, and we're going to do this all the way down to the end of the row. And just like we've done before, in that very last stitch, we're going to do 1 1/2 double crochet, chain 1, and turn. And then about this point, I like to at least measure what I'm doing and just make sure that I'm on track for the width of the bib that I'd like. And we're just going to keep repeating this until it is the length that you want the bib portion to be. So this will be like the chest area. If you want to skip forward to the next section, you'll see just how long I make my bib, but you make it however long you want it to be. I hope you at least got a laugh out of that transition. To finish the bib off, I'm going to chain 40, and this is going to connect the front and the back. So once I'm done with my chain 40, I will slip stitch it into the opposite side from where I started. So if you think about like a bra strap, for example, it's going to go around the full upper back and it's going to come around back to the front. So that's what we're doing here, is we're closing everything off, and we're going to start doing the legs in just a second. Now that we have connected the chain, I'm going to turn my work so that I'm only working in the chain spaces, and I'm going to single crochet all the way across till I at least get to that other side where we're joining with the bib again. I'm at least kind of giving us a base for us to start doing those half double crochets again. So now that we've built a pretty strong foundation for those chain spaces, we're going to go ahead and draw our attention back to the bib area, and we're going to start just like we did before. Begin with 1 half double crochet in the first stitch. So we yarn over, we'll insert our hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Then we're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to go into that lowercase v space again and make 2 half double crochets again, just like we've been doing. So we're just going to continue doing this pattern all the way around until we get back to that first half double crochet again. So again, we'll just be doing 2 half double crochets in the same stitch, skipping a stitch, again doing 2 half double crochets in the same stitch, and then skipping a stitch.
Always beaming, rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weave, sold in, say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing, go ahead. Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, blue Medina. Always beaming, rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weave, sold in, say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing, go ahead. Rolls Lamborghini, blue Medina, always beaming, rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights out of sight. Long weave, sold in, say it again, sold in. Make that money, throw it in. Booty bouncing,
So I'm back at the beginning, and I start to realize here, I think I have 1 additional half double crochet stitch, or I'm missing a half double crochet stitch, and you might be as well, but let me just tell you, it's not the end of the world. I still ended up doing this pattern the same way, and everything kind of shifts anyway as you're doing it because it's just going to be expanding. So it's not a big deal. We're going to keep moving. I do a slip stitch to just connect them at the end of this row, and then we're going to continue on with our pattern. Now that we've finished that row, I'm going to go ahead and get our 2 stitch markers, and I'm going to try to place them as evenly as I can. So I'm going to do one in between one of the small V stitches, and then on the opposite side I'm going to do the same thing. So I'll do another one in one of the other small V stitches that we have, and I just try to make them as even as I can get them visually, because I've counted through these before, and even when I count them and try to do exactly the same number on both sides, they just don't turn out the same. So this is where we're going to be increasing, and it's going to create kind of that flared bubble look to our pants. So everywhere else is going to be the same sort of stitch, but in these we're going to do something a little bit different. Like I said, we're going to keep doing that same pattern throughout, and then once we get to the stitch markers, I'll pop back in and explain what's going on. All right, so now where I have that stitch marker, we're actually going to do 3 half double crochets in this stitch. And I will zoom in here to give you a closer picture of what exactly it looks like. So now we've got 3 posts in that same stitch. And I'll insert my stitch marker into the first of those 3, in between the first and the second post, and I will keep moving on with my pattern. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, coming up on that stitch marker, we're going to remove it, and in that V space we're going to do 3 half double crochets. And I'm going to insert my stitch marker in that first, in between the first and the second post. Now coming back around to our stitch marker where we've got those 3 half double crochets. Okay, I've zoomed us in here so we can see again we've got those 3 posts, and then in between each of those posts we're going to create a little V again. So we're going to do 2 half double crochets where that V is, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets in between posts 2 and 3. So we'll do 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, chain 1, and then between the second and third posts we're going to do 2 half double crochet, and we're just going to keep repeating the pattern. So We're going to continue to do these 2 rows over and over until you get to your desired length, and then in the next section we'll meet to start decreasing to form the bottom of that balloon shape for the pants. Now we're going to start to decrease. So in this first V space, I'm going to do 1/2 double crochet. Then I'm going to start another 1/2 double crochet in the same space, but instead of pulling through, I'm going to yarn over and go into the next V, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I've got 5 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. And then I will yarn over and make 1/2 double crochet into that same space that we just came out of. Then I'm going to yarn over and back into our V stitches. I'm going to go ahead and make 3 more of those. So we'll have 2 1/2 double crochet and then 2 1/2 double crochet and then 2 1/2 double crochet again. The next stitch is where we begin to decrease again, so we'll do 1/2 double crochet, yarn over, insert our hook again, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, go into the next V stitch, pull up a loop, so we have 5 loops, and yarn over to pull through all 5. Then yarn over and do 1 more 1/2 double crochet in that same stitch. Then we'll continue to do 3 sets of the 2 1/2 double crochets, and then we'll decrease again.
About the moments we spent, I just want you to be happy. When someone tries to touch your scars, it doesn't seem to cure at all. Oh, nothing's gonna be any matter. I'll love you every day. Let's take a walk. Please don't guarantee your joy. Nothing's wrong with crying every day. It's just sort of a thing in the world. I'll say you're the destiny. Please don't guarantee.
Now that you know how to do 1/2 double crochet decreases, I want you to really use your intuition for this next row. In the front, I wanted there to be less bubbling and more of a straight, flat canvas to work on when putting the ghost eyes and mouth on. So I did more of the 2 1/2 double crochet V stitches together. I also included decreases, and then as I'm coming around this curve, you'll see I skip some stitches and I decrease in different areas than I did before because I'm trying to pull the sides in. I want the bottom of these sides to look a little more puffy and balloon-like. I'm just giving more shape to them. I'm rounding them out, but just from around the sides. And then around the back, I'll still decrease as well, but I still want it to lay fairly flat in the front and the back. Most of where I'm skipping or doing a lot of the heavy lifting with the decreasing is going to be coming around the curves. Now we're going to move on to the leg portion. So I'm just eyeballing from about outside the bib coming into the center, and I'm still leaving plenty of space to create a flap in the middle. And I want the leg area to still be open, but we're going to use that flap to just close things off, so they're not completely exposed. But I want this to be as easy as possible to change a diaper if needed. So I'm placing my stitch markers, like I said, just eyeballing kind of about where I want the pant legs to end. So for me, it's going to be right around the middle, but still leaving at least about 7 stitches in the middle. So turning our piece back over, and I'm just going to finish the rest of this row to the stitch marker so we can start there. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So now we're still just decreasing. So I'm going to do half double crochet decreases. So I'll yarn over, insert my hook into the first V-stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert my hook to the next V-stitch, yarn over, and pull through all 5 loops. And I'm going to continue to do this all the way around the outside of the pant leg until I get to the same stitch marker on the opposite side. So I'm still decreasing, but now I'm going to go ahead and remove my stitch marker, and I'm going to slip stitch all the way across the back until I get to the other stitch marker. I'll remove that stitch marker. I'm still going to leave it in the front though, because I want to know that that's where I am supposed to end the pant leg. And again, we're just going to be decreasing across. then I'll go ahead and remove that stitch marker, and then I'll just do a slip stitch to kind of close things off there. Now we're going to work on the bottom flap area. And with this, I'm going to go in. Again, I'm eyeballing here, but I'm going into about where I think the center is. I'm going to mark it with my stitch marker. And then I'm going to at least leave 5 stitches in between for that closure. So that bottom flap will just be between those 2 stitch markers. Now I'm going to do a slip stitch with my yarn, and I've already inserted it into the hook that the first stitch marker was in. I'm going to pull up that loop. Well, don't do that because then you won't get the loop through. Make it a little looser. There we go, getting my life together. Okay, now pull up a loop and do a single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to do the same pattern we've been doing. So we're going to do the half double crochet within the V stitches. So I'm going to go into that first V stitch, 1 half double crochet, and then I'm going to go into the next V stitch and do 2 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet in the next stitch, and then where that last stitch marker is, I'm going to do 1 half double crochet. Then I'll chain 1 and turn. And I repeated this last row 7 times. Now we're going to switch to a smaller hook, and you'll see in this video that I did not do that and I really regret it. But once you have that smaller hook, you're just going to go back and forth. We're going to be doing single crochets across, and we want this to be a very tight stitch. You just need the distance to be at least big enough to fit your magnet or your clasp or hooks or whatever you're using for closure. And I left mine big enough that I can basically fold it over and kind of create like a pocket for the magnets. And I got a little distracted here and decided to do single crochets all the way around the bottom of the legs, the leg opening. That was just my preference. I just wanted it to look a little bit different. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. This was just personal preference. Now I'm lining up where the back closure will connect to the front closure, and so I'm going to add just a little bit of single crochet stitches to match where it will be. And this is where I'm going to put the other half of my magnets. Again, I make mine double the size of what it needs to be because I like to make like a pocket for the magnets. And you'll see that basically I keep a long tail and I'll use that to sew the pocket together so it's nice and tight. And again, we want this to be as tight as possible if this is the kind of design that you're going to be doing. Otherwise, you know, you can sew your snap-ons or sew other like magnet buttons or whatever it is that you're using. But this is the area that you would do that. So now we'll be working on the straps, and I'm just deciding here where exactly I want them. I know that I'm going to have them take up 3 of these V stitches. And I'll start with 1 half double crochet in that stitch. Then in the middle, I'll go ahead and do 2 half double crochets like normal. And then in the next stitch, I'll do the 1 half double crochet again. Chain 1 and turn. And I'm just going to keep repeating that until the straps are the length that I want them to be. Just make sure that you keep these stitches loose. We should be able to fit a button through the middle 2 half double crochets. We're kind of creating like a loop for the button to go through. And you'll see here, I just take one of the buttons that I know I'm going to use and test to make sure that I can fit it between those 2 half double crochets in the middle, but that it's still tight enough in the sense that it will hold on to the button, just like we would want it to do for like overalls. You know, you put them on and you still want it to grab onto it. Now, I personally like having the buttons on the inside of the romper, but you can put them on the outside or the inside, it does not matter. So I'm going to take the thread and use the smaller needle, and I will just sew these buttons on the inside. Moving on to the eyes and the mouth, we'll start with a slip knot and we'll chain 6. And in the second chain from the hook, we're going to do 3 single crochet in that same stitch. Then we'll do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, oops, and 3. Then when we get to the last stitch, we're going to do 3 single crochets in the last stitch. Then we're going to kind of turn this, but we're just going to work on the other side of that chain that we made. We're not going to work in rows like normal. So we're just flipping this around so it's kind of backwards from what we just saw. And then in the next stitch, I'll do a single crochet. We're going to do that for the next 3 stitches. So that's 2, and then this will be 3. Now we're back in the area that we started, and we'll begin this next row with an increase stitch. So I'll do 1 stitch, 1 single crochet, and then I'll insert my stitch marker so that we know that's where we began. And in that same stitch, I'll do 1 more single crochet. I'll do the same thing in the next stitch, so another increase. So it's 1 and 2. And then we'll do 1 more increase. So we'll have 3 increased stitches there. Then we'll do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So that's 2 and 3. And then again, we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. So we're going to have 3 increased stitches here. And again, we'll have 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Then as we get back to our stitch marker, we'll place 1 single crochet in that stitch. And put our stitch marker back in there. And the next stitch will be an increase, so we'll have 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And we'll repeat this pattern 2 more times. So single crochet, increase stitch, single crochet, increase stitch. Then again, as we're going along the sides, we'll do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And once we get back to the curve here, we're going to repeat that single crochet increase pattern 3 times. And again, as we're coming back down the side toward that stitch marker again, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. In this row, we're going to start with a single crochet, and then I'll place my stitch marker back. We'll do 1 more single crochet in the next stitch, and then we'll do an increase in the next stitch. And we'll continue this pattern of 2 single crochets and then an increase stitch 2 more times. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase. And as we come back down the side, just like we've been doing, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And we're going to repeat what we just did on the other side. So we'll do 2 single crochet, increase 3 times. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase. And then again, anytime we are coming down that side, we will do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Then I will fasten off and leave a fairly long tail. And I'll worry about weaving that in later. Now for the white of the eye, I'm going to start with a magic ring. So I like to hold the tail end of the yarn with my thumb in my palm, and then I wrap it around a few fingers and I hold it tight with my pinky to secure it. I go underneath that first loop, go in and grab the second one, and then pull through and chain 1 to secure it. You can do your magic ring however you like. And I will do 6 single crochet in the magic ring. Then I'll leave a fairly long tail and I'll fasten off, and I'll worry about weaving in the tails later, but I'll repeat this for the black and the white part of the eye for the second eye. And I'll meet you back here to do the mouth. So for the mouth, we're basically going to do the same thing that we did for the eyes. So we're going to start with a chain 6. In the second chain from the hook, we'll do 3 single crochets in that stitch. Then we'll do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Once we get to the last chain, we'll do 3 single crochet in the same stitch. And again, we're just going to flip this around so we're still working within that chain. We're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 chains, just like we did on the other side. Now that we're back on the curved end, we'll do 1 single crochet and then place our stitch marker. Next, we'll have an increase stitch, and we'll repeat this 2 more times. So we will have 1 single crochet, 1 increase stitch, 1 single crochet, 1 increase stitch. As we're coming down the sides, we will do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And as we approach that curve at the end, we will then do, just like we did on the opposite side, 1 single crochet, 1 increase stitch, and we will do that 3 times. So 1 single crochet, increase stitch, 1 single crochet, increase stitch, and 1 single crochet, increase stitch. And again, we'll follow that with 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then we should be back at our stitch marker. We'll begin this row with 1 single crochet, placing our stitch marker back, and then another single crochet in the next stitch. Followed by an increase stitch. And again, we'll copy that 2 more times. So we'll have 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase. And as we're working across the side, we will have 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Then we get to that curved area again, and we'll do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase 3 times. Just like we've done before, we'll do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. In this first stitch, we will do 1 single crochet and then place our stitch marker back, followed by 1 single crochet and 1 more single crochet, and then we'll do an increase. And again, we're going to do this 2 more times. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and increase. Then 1 single crochet in each of the 3 stitches going across. Again, once we get to the other end, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, followed by an increase, and we'll repeat that 3 times. Then again, once we come around the other side, we will do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and we'll be back at our stitch marker. This next row will be 1 single crochet in each stitch around. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We'll do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Now we'll fasten off and leave a long tail. So now I'm just getting an idea of where exactly I want to place things. If you want, you can also secure these with some stitch markers to just make sure that you keep them in place. Next, I'm going to take the tails from the white part of the eye, and I'm gonna basically do a whip stitch around the outside of where the white connects. I don't want to see any black where I have the white part of the eye. This is almost gonna blend in with the romper. That's my goal. So now that we have the whites of the eyes secured, I'm going to move those off to the side, and I'm going to work on securing the mouth because this is going to be the centermost part, so I at least want to get this down before I do the eyes. Once I have it in the area that I want it, I will secure it with a stitch marker. And I'm just going to do one stitch marker at the top because I will be working underneath. I at least want to keep one part anchored so I know where the center is. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect. All I'm doing is just trying to secure the mouth so that I can then do some embroidery work around it. So I'm going to take the long tail and I'm basically just going to kind of go in different spots and at least just tack it down. Next, I've made a slip knot and I have my crochet hook back out. I'm going to insert my crochet hook either into the stitch with the stitch marker or the one next to it. So I'll go through the mouth and I'm going to go through the white, the romper. So I'll see my hook on the other side and I am going to put that slip knot around the hook and pull it through. So again, I'm going to hook that slip knot onto there. And I've left it kind of loose so I have enough room to pull it through. So I'll pull up that first loop. And now I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch. So I don't have to go into each and every single one of the stitches around the mouth or around the oval in general. I think sometimes I do like once every other stitch, but I'm just pulling up large loops, and this is going to kind of create a border or more of a 3D effect for our appliques. And as we're connecting each of the stitches, we're just doing a slip stitch. So we'll puncture through both, yarn over, pull through a large loop, and then we'll just keep that loop on our hook and go ahead and insert into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. We're also going to do the same thing with the eyes, but there's something a little different we're going to do once we get to the white part. So I'll explain that in just a second.
Place to go. Sunlight dances through the window. Lazy haze filled up the room. Got no plans, just me and you. Time slows down when you're around. Feel the rhythm of our hearts pound. In the quiet we find a groove. Lost in love, no need to move. It's a love, no need to move. It's a lazy weekend, just you and me. Wrapped up lost is we're unable to escape this cozy bubble where we're lost in each other's troubles. Time slows down when you're around. Feel the rhythm of our hearts pound. In the quiet we find a groove. Lost in love, no need to move. It's a love, no need to move. It's a lazy weekend, just you and me, wrapped up in thin blankets, under the sheets, lost in the moment, in our own dream. In this lazy weekend, we're wild and free. Lazy weekend, it's a lazy weekend, just you and me. In this lazy weekend, we're wild
Now that we've reached the end, I'm going to remove that stitch marker and insert my hook, pulling up a loop, and I'm going to draw that last loop up pretty big. So now I'm inserting from the back. I'm going to go through the romper and through the applique, and I'm going to just place this loop over the hook and pull it through. So now I have the loop on the back side. So now we'll fasten off, and I like to leave a long tail, and I'm going to go ahead and thread this through my large needle, and then anywhere that I see some white poking through where I know that there were kind of some gaps in the black oval, I'm just going to push my needle through from the back of the romper to the front here and just kind of go back over those loops, just kind of covering those areas. So it makes everything blend nicer. Moving on to the eyes, I still have those long white tails on there, and now I'm just getting a feel again for where exactly I want them placed now that I have the mouth secured. And again, don't forget, you can totally secure these with a stitch marker as well. I didn't do that this time and I should have, but it's not a big deal. I think it still turned out totally fine. So again, I'm going to do another slip knot, and then we're going to do just like we did for the mouth. I'm going to use my crochet hook to go through the applique and through the romper, and then get that big loop on there and pull that through both. And again, I'm just going to leave loose slip stitches as I work my way around. Now, like I said before, I want the white of the eyes to connect with the white of the romper. So I am just going to loosely slip stitch around the white of the eye too. So this is going to just kind of even things out because it looks right now like the white is on top of the black, and this is just kind of blending in all of that area to make everything look a little more seamless in the best way that we can with crochet.
Don't lie to me about your turns about falling in love. What makes you happy is what makes you drown. But what you want and what makes you bad. I'm giving a chance to make things right, but just be honest for once in a while. It was a part of a silly joke. Well, isn't fun, it can stand no more. Don't lie to me about your turns about falling in love. What makes you happy is what makes you drown. But what you want and what makes you bad. I'm giving a chance to make things right, but just be honest for once in a while. It was a part of a silly joke. Well, isn't fun, it can stand no more. Don't lie to me about your chance about falling in love. What makes you happy is what makes you drown. But what you want and what makes you bad. And give me a chance to make things right, but just be honest for once in a while. It was a part of a silly joke. Well, isn't fun, it can stand no more.
So once I finish the eye, I'm going to fasten off and leave a long tail. And then I'm going to take that tail from the white, and now I'm just kind of blending in the white of the eye to the romper itself. And I'm just trying to make this a smooth transition here. So I'm kind of doing like another whip stitch in a sense. I just want it to lay flat there. And you'll repeat this process for the next eye, and then voila, you have yourself the cutest little ghost romper. Thank y'all again for all the support, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'd also love to know what recommendations y'all have for what I should try next. Oh, and don't forget, keep your knees moisturized and tell your dog I said hi.